It was called Community Economic Development Assistance Corporation. They get organized, they have their plans, they challenge their elected officials or anybody, and you can make it happen.
Mel is basically a community organizer, so one of the issues he identified was that there really wasn't enough capital available to community development organizations. Where were they going to get the money to develop things? So he invited a group of people to MIT, and every Wednesday morning they would meet over breakfast. Mel would cook, and this was his way of mobilizing some of the intellectual capital in the Boston area. And the Wednesday morning breakfast group began to draft a bill, and that became CEDAC, and it was enacted in 1978.
The notion that you could use nonprofit organizations as vehicles, particularly to promote business development and investment in underserved neighborhoods was a novel idea, frankly. To do that work was, an interesting step that hadn't been taken too many other places before.
CEDAC is an intermediary organization. We work closely with the state's Department of Housing and Community Development, so we're very familiar with state priorities for funding housing development projects. And we also work closely with our nonprofit community partners who are in touch with local community needs.
The success of the community development movement in Massachusetts could not have happened without CEDAC. One of the great benefits that I've had, because I've had all these different roles, was to be able to see the entire ecosystem that we have here in Massachusetts. And CEDAC is a very important part of that ecosystem. It allows early capital for nonprofit local organizations that traditionally don't get access to capital from banks or other places that generally invest in real estate.
CEDAC is more than a lender to us. They are a partner, they're a friend. They want to see us be successful. They do understand the end game of how will this housing improve the lives of people that we're serving, whether it's people coming out of homelessness, whether it's people with mental health challenges, whether it's families with one income. We couldn't do the work that we do in Western Mass without CEDAC as a partner.
And so you really need a partner who understands what you're going to do. And it's important for us to be able to have partners like CEDAC who can work in our region to be able to get those things done.
The impact that CEDAC has had on Worcester Common Ground in order to move projects forward is been very instrumental for us. The most notable project that CEDAC was involved with was our 9 May Street project. They really went out on a limb, and we had great success with it. We were funded in a second round with the state, and we were able to complete that construction about 18 months later.
Through its affiliate, the Children's Investment Fund, CEDAC has been important in understanding the link between childcare and community development.
We have worked with nonprofit childcare centers whose business is not, as we all know, real estate development. Their business is really to educate children. And so the fund's work is to provide technical assistance around helping them to hire professionals that can guide them throughout the real estate development process.
I think it's a value added piece to CEDAC that they do provide this technical assistance to all the various CDCs. And we really couldn't do a lot of this upfront financing without their help. CEDAC has always had an eye towards wanting to help the entire Commonwealth. Even though we're on the other side of the world, they still value our location and our neighborhoods and the importance of bringing the entire Commonwealth together, not just a certain geographical area.
CEDAC has always played an important role in kind of looking ahead and working in that space between the public sector and the administration and the legislature and the kind of policy framework that exists to support community development projects.
It's important for CEDAC to stay nimble. We are unique in that way. Again, complex problems need flexibility. And that's what CEDAC is providing, a flexible tool for us to meet the challenges of tomorrow.